Bill O'Reilly leaned forward, his tone sharp and demanding. "Let me finish, Congresswoman," he snapped, cutting off Jasmine Crockett for the fifth time in less than 8 minutes. The bright studio lights reflected off his forehead as he spoke louder, trying to seize control of the Fox Nation special that was meant to discuss new legislation. Instead, it had turned into another round of O'Reilly's notorious interruptions. Viewers could see Congresswoman Crockett remain composed, her hands calmly resting on her lap, her expression steady and unbothered. "With all due respect, Mr. O'Reilly," she began, but he interrupted again, waving his pen and saying, "I asked the questions here. That's how this works. Now answer the question about your party's so-called economic plan without the talking points." What followed stunned everyone watching. Crockett's next response didn't just quiet the famously confrontational host, it stopped him cold on live television. Within 24 hours, the clip had been watched more than 50 million times, with headlines calling it the moment Bill O'Reilly finally met his match in a masterclass in handling media bullies. Before we reveal what Congresswoman Crockett said, that left O'Reilly speechless and changed the tone of political interviews forever, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more real moments where leaders stand tall under pressure. Have you ever seen someone finally push back after being interrupted again and again? Tell us what happened in the comments below. This viral encounter had been months in planning. Bill O'Reilly, once the king of cable news before leaving Fox amid controversy, had been rebuilding his image through Fox Nation specials and independent productions. Even at 73, his combative interviewing style hadn't changed, talking over guests, dismissing their answers, and using his trademark. That's ridiculous to any point he disliked. O'Reilly's entire career has been built on controlling the conversation, explained media analyst Jennifer Crawford. His technique is simple: interrupt, dominate, and challenge until the guest stumbles. It's not dialogue, it's performance. That strategy had long worked for him, especially with guests who weren't ready for such aggression for this series. O'Reilly's producers handpicked Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett, assuming the first-term lawmaker would fold under pressure. "Bill thought she'd be easy to corner," said a production assistant who spoke anonymously. "He told us these new members always freeze up. They're used to friendly podcasts and gentle interviews." What his team failed to realize was Crockett's legal background. Before stepping into politics, she had spent 15 years as a trial lawyer in Texas, defending clients in high-stakes criminal and civil rights cases before some of the toughest judges in the country. "People underestimate her because they don't know where she comes from," said former colleague Marcus Washington. "She's faced prosecutors who tried to rattle her daily. She's been interrupted before, but in her world, the stakes were freedom and justice, not TV ratings." Raised by working-class parents in St. Louis, Crockett worked her way through college and law school before becoming a respected trial attorney known for her poise under fire. Her move into politics came naturally after years of fighting systemic bias in Texas courts and winning cases that challenged entrenched power. Since joining Congress, she had largely avoided the media spotlight, focusing on legislative work instead. So when O'Reilly's team reached out for an interview about her new economic development bill, her staff hesitated. "We knew his reputation," said Communications Director Alicia Thomas, "but the Congresswoman saw a bigger opportunity to speak directly to people who might never hear about her work otherwise." Crockett simply said, "I've handled tougher cross-examinations than Bill O'Reilly." The interview was set for O'Reilly's primetime Fox Nation slot, heavily promoted as an unfiltered exchange with one of the progressive movement's rising stars. But behind the cameras, producers were preparing a very different type of show, one meant to provoke rather than inform. The instructions were clear. The production assistant revealed: "Keep her defensive. Cut her off when she gets too detailed." We wanted clips that made her look emotional. O'Reilly himself reviewed his notes confidently, just minutes before airtime. "This will be quick," he told his team. "These new politicians never know what's coming." What Bill O'Reilly didn't realize was that Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett had done her homework the night before. She'd studied hours of his previous interviews, noting every pattern when he raised his voice, when he interrupted, and how he tried to trap guests into sound bites. She came fully prepared with short, focused answers for every predictable question. As the studio countdown began and the bright lights hit the cell,